This activity is called Career Timeline, and it complements some of our workshops and programs. It's often an activity that can be done quite early on, and the reason for this is that it supports us in developing an interruption. Where are we now professionally, and where is it that we've come from? And this activity really serves two purposes. The first is that it enables us to understand what we've developed over the course of our lives up to this point. And that can be professional, but it can also be personal. So it can be also things like we've looked after a loved one and we've navigated a number of different services and providers in order to be able to support them, which has required some level of leadership. It's required some level of engaging with multidisciplinary professionals and navigating different agendas and funding pots and things like this. So there can be lots of different things that this is made up of, as well as things that we do at work. And what I'd like you to do is to plot these different roles and responsibilities that you've held. And as you do, really think about what it is that's resonated about those roles and responsibilities. Now, a useful way to do this is to identify the transferable skills that you've used in these spaces. So is it that you've communicated with an array of different professionals in order to be able to solve a problem? Is it that you've analysed large amounts of data and you've pulled that data together into a report or into a presentation? Is it that you've done something very creative? You've created some product or some service or a program, and that creativity has been something that you've really enjoyed. So I'd like you to identify in each of these the different transferable skills that you've developed, and out of those skills I want you to identify the ones that have really lit you up, that you've really enjoyed, that you've found to be very beneficial. Some people absolutely love detail, are very detail orientated, and they could sit for hours and days really getting something very small, very beautiful, sort of, crossing the T's and dotting the I's and really considering and thinking about that. And for other people, that's frustrating. It's something they want to move from. They're much more bigger picture. So it's about identifying what, from your experience of what you've done previously, what has really resonated with you. And the purpose of this is to start to build a picture. So all of these different things that you've really enjoyed, I want you to pull them together. I want you to pull them together into some sort of a summary, okay? A list, if you like, a framework if you want to be fancy, okay? And this framework or list is going to give you information about what's important to you and about what you've got experience in. What transferable skills have you developed over the course of your life up to this point? And this is going to provide you with a lens. A lens through which to look through the career options that you're currently considering and evaluate the extent to which these different options might be enjoyable to you, they might stimulate you. So as you remember feeling a certain way about working with a variety of different professionals in order to solve a problem, and the challenge that brought you, possibly the frustration that brought you, but also the sense of pleasure that brought you, as you then bring that into what it is that you're considering moving forward, then you can imagine actually like how that is likely to feel for you, because you've already had that experience in the past. So the purpose of this activity really is to take stock, is to think about where you are now at this point. Take an interruption, stop, consider, slow down. To remember and if you like, be grateful for the work and the roles that you've done before, and consider those, and also from those take that learning into what you're now going to do moving forward. And this activity is going to be really useful for you in doing some of the other things that are part of either the workshop or program that you're currently involved in with us. So it's a really good starting point. It's a really good way of setting the foundations for some of the other work that you will be doing.